So we are at Trailhead number 4. We're gonna kind of pop around this little lake area, go down Red Pine, and then straight down toward Nebo.
So anyways, we gotta get out of here because this is the last day at this KOA.
We're basically closing down all the parks.
Yeah.
Why the long face?
You can run faster than this.
So we've got to go all the way around on these little back roads to make it back over to there.
Look at that pothole right down.
Oh my god. The backup camera is kind of telling the best story right now.
This is rough.
This is probably like 3 miles ahead of us to get to the campground.
Yeah, it's gonna be dark by the time we get there.
What'd you make?
Do what?
What'd you make?
Get some bacon, got some potatoes, and some eggs, all on the grill. Oh, yeah, this one's starting.
How long until you think we're fire experts?
A year.
Explain your strategy here.
I don't know, I saw someone else stacking stuff like this. Your dad called you.
Howdy. Hello.
20 minutes later and we still don't have a fire. It's time to invest in some lighter fluid.
And then I found some old bark off a tree.
So if you don't already know, Devin is relentless at achieving something that she sets out to do. All right, so it's probably been an hour since we started, but Devin is still at it. It's not even that cold. We just want a fire. We just want the ambiance of a nice fire. Do you have anything to say?
Speaks for itself.
Wow. That's confidence. I'm really proud of you.
Huge shout out to my dad who gave us a quick education. So we were starting too big. We were trying to throw our little fire starters on with logs. Whereas really you should start with things, even if they're kind of damp and smoky at first, that's okay. Start with little things that you can smoke out, dry out, and then burn that will create a little fire, and then from that little fire you have the heat you need to create a big fire. And my dad reminded us that he got us this handy torch, which we did bring with us and had not remembered was really hot and that we could use to help start this kindling. So now we have a fire, and thanks to Dad for all the tips. Do you want to go swim? Do you want to go swim? Hey, this way. This way, this way. Ah, good boy. Good boy.
Good boy.
So we are at Wilderness State Park, and I had the opportunity to go on these trails the other day. I loved it so much, so James is joining me today. And apparently this is a really great trail system, like as far as Michigan goes. We were talking with a local Michelle here, and she's traveling with her husband Mark, and she said this is her very favorite trail system in the whole state. So we are at trailhead number 4. We're gonna kind of pop around this little lake area, go down Red Pine, and then straight down toward Nebo. So let's do it.
Well, come on!
Wanna go on a hike? Well, let's go then. Because it's dead, right?
Yeah, all the bark fell off, so it was like that.
Oh.
This way, actually.
No.
Yeah, because 12 would take us 11 to 12.
Oh, it was Eastridge, yeah.
It's
So
Eastridge, so
we're gonna go 11 to 15. Yeah, right. Good job. Okay.
So it's just gonna keep going this way, and then we could take this trail all the way back.
We can go boop up up, or we can go back that way.
Yeah, might as well go that way. It's a lot of hiking.
So it's really fun to be able to work remotely from an RV and make that our home. A tricky part that has come up recently is figuring out how to travel for work when you are working remotely, and remotely meaning actually remotely. So being that we're in Wilderness State Park right now, or that's where we've been, it's like very northernmost Michigan until you get to the Upper Peninsula, I had a last minute work trip come up. Typically in Dallas, that's super easy to just find a flight. There are lots of flights coming in and out of a couple different airports. You can book pretty short notice and then kind of get it done. Well, here, it was really hard. There are tons of airports, little tiny airports that are charter only, and or just like touristy airports for the Mackinac Islands and that sort of thing. We're driving almost 2.5 hours, like 2 hours and 20 minutes-ish, back down south so that James can drop me off at the Traverse, it's like Cherry Tree Airport or something like that. So a little bit more difficult, and that's an airport that's gonna take me a 25-minute plane ride to a different airport, which will then actually take me to where I'm going. So just something to think about if you do travel for work and you are wanting to actually go out and see more of the wild and not just be in the city. That could be a challenge, and today it is a challenge. Dub's here for it though. Bye, Button. Drive safe. Are you having my shoes up there?
Yeah.
I'm sure all my
You gotta stay, buddy.
I'm sure all my bug bites are gonna look cute in a dress this week.
Yeah.
Okay, back. Back
Stay.
to these.
Let me know when you land in Chicago. Alright guys, so it is move day for the 3rd day in a row. We've been at a beautiful campground here in Michigan. It's called Wilderness State Park. It has been great there. You know, we've had lake views, but we've hopscotched, right? So we've been on this side, and then we didn't plan on being here past the time that we had originally planned. But long story short, Devin had an unexpected work trip, so she had to fly out to Vegas, and And so we decided we'd stay a couple more days so we could manage all of that, right? So we hopscotched over across the campground over there for one night, and then I had to come back over across to another site last night. And so now I'm finally leaving. I could stay longer actually because I gotta wait for Devin to get back, but waiting for her to get back. I'm gonna go to a KOA a couple miles down the road. I need some good Wi-Fi so I can get this video out. And anyways, it's been fun. It's a lot of work. It kind of eats through a good portion of your day when you have to move. So definitely, you know, unexpected things happen, and you deal with it, and you can't beat being at a, you know, beautiful site like this anyways. So I'm not complaining, but it's definitely just another thing that you're learning as you go, right? Sometimes you got to go on the fly and make some moves.
You bark like a little.
W, you ready? Gonna go for a walk? Come on. All right, so fall is beginning to blend with winter. And while it's not freezing, you can definitely tell it's freezing. Well, you can definitely tell it's getting there. And even though it might not get to actual freezing, it's cold. And I'm not a big fan of the cold. So we're racing against the clock. We are right at the tip of the lower peninsula, and we're about to cross the bridge to go up to the upper peninsula, and we're gonna go to a couple spots, to Quamanon Falls.
Well, that's our first stop. Yep, we are definitely headed that way, to Tequamanon, and there's a park called like we called and talked to the state park today, and they told us we could basically just pull up and kind of like pick your own spot, and then there's a little self check-in, and I thought you said Hemlock. I
think it's Hemlock,
but I couldn't find it on the map yet, so yeah. To be decided on that. But a day or two at Tequamanon so that we can do the hike.
Yeah, there's a 4-mile hike, and usually there's a shuttle that'll take you back.
Hey guys, I gotta clear this part.
Sorry,
I got people coming in getting ready to clear these lines.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Right, you got it.
All right.
All right,
guys.
see you.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
See you.
Yeah.
So anyways, we got to get out of here because this is the last day at this KOA.
We're basically closing down all the parks.
Yeah, everything is closing down.
Yeah.
And we're basically saying, hey, can we be like your last guest?
And fun fact, our water pump isn't working. So we were planning to do just electric and do potable water sort of situation. To our fresh tank, and still be able to use it. Well, it's not working, so that limits where we can go, where we can camp. First stop is Tequamanon, and then we're planning then to go to Picture Docks, then potentially Copper Harbor. This could really change. It's just kind of the general game plan we have in mind. A lot of that is dependent on if we can actually find somewhere to stay. So James and I are crossing over the bridge from the Lower Peninsula to the Upper Peninsula, and I gotta say, it's pretty intimidating. It's really beautiful. We're crossing over Lake Huron.
And yeah, Huron on this side and Michigan on the other.
Yeah, and I mean, it is. It was kind of scary.
It's a little scary. Very tight lanes.
The truck in front of us has their flashers on, and we're going very slowly. So we're just heeding that advice and also going very slowly. Very windy up here, so, but super beautiful. Michigan's Upper Peninsula.
Okay, update on the cold. It's cold, right? We stayed overnight in Tequamanon Falls State Park. We're gonna go this morning just to see the upper falls before heading to Munising to hopefully see Pictured Rocks. It is currently 36 degrees and cold. We almost didn't have electricity last night as well, but the power did come back on, so that's good. Either way, I need warmth. We gotta go south soon. I mean, even just like holding this, like hitching up, like holding the metal's cold.
Is that cool button? Yes. Looks like he wants to fall down and go to sleep, but he can't take his eyes off.
Tells us
Blue to 2.
blue goes 2.